What's going on, man? It's your boy 10 Man Pasty, and in today's video, you're the title, video games. Boys, if you are still playing video games, bro, yeah, you are on a track to, being subpar, being average, right? That's really all I can say. Because video games, right? It might be the pandemic, you might be stuck inside, you might have nothing else to do. Even then, that's not really a good excuse, right? And I say this, I'm trying to say this because this is a video for my younger self and my future self. You gotta stop playing video games. It has the same effects as watching porn. It has the same effects as watching sports, right? You're just wasting your time leveling up in the virtual world instead of the real world. You can make friends, you can work out, increase your physical strength, increase your attractiveness. But no, you're doing that in a game. What, you're gonna show that game to a girl and she's gonna fall in love with you? No. No. And you say, oh, what do you mean? I work out, I meditate, I sleep 8 hours, and I just play video games after a hard day. Like, no. You're essentially resetting your progress. Like, you're saying, oh, I play video games, but I work out, I do this. Like, you're not. You're literally contradicting yourself. You're saying all these good habits, and then you're trying to make video games productive. It's not productive, bro. While some of the, studies or shit are like false, like, oh, saying video games will turn you into a murderer and all that, like, no, probably not, right? But it will be harmful in the long run because of all that time that you've wasted, all that overstimulation. You're thinking about it, you're visualizing it, and it's stuck in your head until the next time you play again, and then again and again and again. Right now, you may not think like, oh, I'm playing video games. So the hell is this guy talking about? Video games isn't bad, right? Right now, yes. But that's why video games is an instant gratification activity. You're getting pleasure right now. You're not delaying gratification. When you delay gratification, you get a bigger reward. You feel more happy. But when you get instant gratification, you get it for a quick second and then it's gone. It's gone. That's it. Like, playing video games for 1 hour a day, that's instant gratification. And most people don't even feel good when they play video games anyways. Like, there are so many times where there were so many times before, grade 9, grade 10, when it's Saturday, I'd be like, oh shoot, I just finished my tutoring class. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Come home and immediately just get on, eat, and then immediately get on 2K. Right, 2K19. I used to play the shit out of 2K19 and 2K20. I'll just grind my career because I didn't have PlayStation Plus and I didn't really have anything else to do. So I would just grind my career, just play games, dropping buckets on the CPU. But and I was saying 4, 5, 6 hours on Saturdays. Sometimes it would be 2, sometimes it would be 1. Right, but even then, the hours just piled up, and that's so many times that I've wasted that I could have been working, getting ahead on my schoolwork. Potentially even working out, meditating. I could have started these habits earlier, and that's why, I low-key regret it, right? I could have started, imagine if I found out about working out. Maybe now I would be able to get the goals I wanted. Imagine I found out about meditating. I've been able to, get my mental health in check that I didn't know was this bad until recently. Imagine if I was, going outside being social. I would have a lot more friends than I do right now, right? Imagine if I got my work done. Of course, it all worked out in the end, right? But I would have had higher grades. I would have been studying more, got higher grades. Parents would have been mad, less trauma, right? Video games will not affect you right now. They'll overstimulate your brain and make you visualize it for the long term. And then 20 years from now, you'll still be playing that same old video game, right? You'll be playing NBA 2K36 or something like that. Or something like that. Bro, I used to play, NBA 2K, Brawlhalla, okay, games that you can just, go on for hours, pretty much, solo games, but also, partner games, and you could load up with your friends, and, do all this, right? I'll play that in single mode most of the time, right? Sometimes it'll be with 2-3 people, right? And that would be fine. That would be that would be good. It's not really like a social experience, but like at least you're having fun because like, you know, it's the end of the week, you've done a lot of work and you play like once a week and you really like been like saving your energy, focusing on like school and stuff, and then you play for this long time with your friends, and it's kind of social. It's not really the best, but it's still kind of social because, you know, we all need a break. We're not human. We're not human. We're all human. We all need a break. We can't just work 24 hours. We're gonna burn out in 2 seconds, right? If you want to play video games like that, I guess that's fine, but that means you have to, like, for the entire week, you gotta be on your grind on school, business, working out, whatever you want to do. All these good habits, you gotta be on grind Monday to Friday, and then Saturday, if that's your playing games day, you're telling your boys, okay, I'm gonna get on at this time, boom, go ahead. That's fine. Because you're still really wasting time, right? You're not saying like, oh, I play 1 hour video games every day. Like, oh God, I have to go into that next because that was that is horrible. Like, I'm not saying you play video games for 1 hour a day. It's a straight up lie because you don't. You play for 2, 3, 4 hours on school weekdays when you're really not supposed to, right? And it ends up being a compound effect where the game is stuck in your head. You visualize, you imagine it, right? And then you get to the next thing, you play a lot more because then you actually realize, and then the time pass by and you waste time. It's 10 o'clock and you can't sleep. Why? Because you're overstimulated. Your brain is overstimulated from all that video games, all that extra stuff when you could have been doing your schoolwork. Could have been, maybe getting an extra couple hours of sleep. Maybe you could have been working out. Maybe you could have been journaling. You could have been doing literally anything else. Anything else. Right? But you're playing video games for 1 hour a day. But like, at this point, bro, 1 hour a day, it's the same effect as saying, oh, I only watch porn for only a couple of days. Like, no, stop. Right? That's just an excuse. You're trying to cope. Just turn it off. Leave it be. Never play it again. When you are successful, on the other hand, right? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Then you can play video games. You made it in life. If you're content with where you are in life, please go buy all the video games that you want, right? And then there are people who are saying, oh, I want to be a professional esports player and all that. I'm going to play games professionally. I'm going to really, get this, like, if the games are for your business and if you're working more than you're playing, yes. If that is your passion, to use gaming for content creation, right? Because that goes really well into the business, right? For your YouTube channel and all that. And that can make you money. You can monetize that. Yeah, that is fine, right? But then again, that's not even playing video games. You're working to master your craft. You're working to be the best. You can consistently get wins, consistently get views, consistently get money. So then you're not even really playing video games. You're working a job, essentially, because you're working 8-10 hours trying to master these skills, trying to master these games, right? Like, in, like, Fortnite, for example, FaZe Clan, right? I don't even know if they play Fortnite no more, to be honest, right? FaZe Clan. Do you think they're playing video games, or do you think they're getting on the game 8-12 hours, working, mastering their skills every single day so that they can, monetize their skills and get money from it? Do you think they're just playing for 1 hour a day? Or do you think they're grinding in video games? Right? If you're going to make video games your job, that's fine. Right? But if you just say, oh, I'm playing for 1 hour a day, you're playing, you're not working, right? And your passion is somewhere else and you're wasting your time. But if you are actually grinding, like, you're not even, like, you won't even, like, have fun. You won't even, like, enjoy it. Right? It will actually become a delayed gratification activity if your purpose, if your passion is to grind that so that it can become your business, so that it can become your source of money. It can become your source of income so that you can live, that you can, create your brand, go viral, hopefully, and actually, like, become that professional esports player so that you can win in those tournaments and you say, oh, I'm a professional esports player, yeah, like, yes, that's fine, right? But a lot of you aren't there yet. Like, we're in our growth phase. We're in our teens. You think, like, you want to think we should be professional esports players unless that is your real passion? No. We should be out in the real world. And I know it's been tough because of the pandemic, but still, we should be out in the real world, not focusing on playing for 1 hour a day. I'm still doing all these good habits. I only play for 1 hour a day. Like, no. You are essentially watching porn. You are essentially watching sports. And I've made videos watching sports. I made a show on watching porn. I'm going to make a real video on watching porn. Maybe. But you know the effects of porn. You know the effects of sports. The effects of video games are almost really no different from any of that. Right? If you're going to make it, let me say this again. If you're going to make it your business, you're going to make it your source of monetization. If you're going to make it your source of income, if you are actively playing 8 to 12 hours a day, like it's a full-time job, trying to improve your skills in this video game so that you can essentially monetize it, yes. Don't even watch this video. Go ahead, grind. Right? Because you're grinding still. You're grinding. But like most people, they're not grinding. They're just playing for satisfaction. They're playing for pleasure. You need to give up pleasure. You need to give up video games. Right? And I still struggle with this because mobile games are still a part of video games. And I still play mobile games sometimes. Right? No. You need to stop playing video games. When you are at the top, when you are successful with your life, when you're content, yes, please, go play video games. Go miss out on what you missed out on. Do it. Do whatever you want. Right? Because yeah, you made it, right? You can keep grinding, but you've made enough time, you've sacrificed enough now so that you can have fun later, right? You've sacrificed, comfort so that you're working out so that you can get the body of your dreams in a couple of years and you can be happy with yourself. You've sacrificed, hard work, sleepless nights, trying to get this money up so that in a couple of years when you actually have money and you're living your life, you're living lavishly, you're living good, you're living comfortably. Yeah, then you can go play video games. But right now in your growth phase, when you're just starting out in life, no. That should be a clear thing you need to avoid. Sports, porn, video games, avoid at all costs. I'm telling you this right now. Do that until you make it, until you feel like you've made it in life. Avoid these 3 things. When you've made it, please go and watch it. Except for porn. Do not watch porn. Never watch porn. Yeah. When you make it, you'll probably be making porn. Hey man, don't watch video games. Like, subscribe, share this with a friend who watches too much video games. And that's it, man. I'm out.